Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of podcast world. This is Fully Dressed, and I am Bruce, and that is Rookies over there. We are the co-hosts of this show where we talk about politics, sports, current events, anything that tweaks our interests and yours. Let us know. We'll talk about it. We pick a few things we want to discuss each week, and then we go off of those, and then we just go wherever it takes us. So we try to keep it in line at some point, but when it goes drastically off the rails, it's going to be my fault.
Cut the music.
Oh, yeah. Well, see, like that. There you go. Anyway, Fully Dressed. Today is October the 14th. It's 2:30 in the afternoon. And let's dive in here first.
You definitely don't want me to be fully undressed.
Me either.
Look how white my face is.
It's not. I think it is because you live up north in a dead zone. But your light is bright as F.
Yeah.
So,
maybe I need to get some Trump makeup.
Some tanner.
Some orange.
See
how that goes.
Don't they have tanning beds there? We have tanning beds in Florida.
I have never spent a minute in a tanning bed ever. You, I'm sure, have.
Oh, I have.
Pretty boy. Yeah.
They're great for your back. 100%.
You're so full of shit.
Look that shit up. It makes you feel better. I promise you. We had a tanning bed, remember? Nelsonville? Yeah, I was in that thing a lot. I got tanned, and I also made my back feel better. We haven't been in Florida, though. And at first, I was, like, shocked by that. Like, why are there tanning beds in Florida? And then I went through my first rainy season, and I'm like, oh, that's why. And then the freaking cold apocalypse that we had this past week, the freaking frozen tundra. Oh, we're back in the 80s today, so I'm all right.
I think we're in the 60s today, low 60s, but we had a couple of cold days. I've used the fireplace on many evenings.
You'd use that fireplace in the summer.
No, I don't. No.
And you know, like, I don't know, it's probably my age, but every morning I wake up and I have a system. I look at my phone to see what time it is and what the temperature is outside, because I take the dogs out every morning when I wake up, normally 5:45. So I go in, I hit the button on the coffee pot to start it because it's already set up. I walk out the back door and I let the dogs out, and I want to know how cold it is when I go outside. And it was like 39 the other day. So, I mean,
that's nippy.
Yes. So I started looking at Ashland, Willowwood, and it's just showed snow falling. You ever on the regular app or whatever, the weather app, you just see it. It's like, oh, here's current conditions, and it looks like snow. And I'm like, oh my God. And it was like 20, or it was in the 30s, like 35. So it wasn't much colder than here, but you guys were getting snow.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
It was just a dusting, but it was, I think we're going to have a heavy winter here. This kind of feels like it.
I've been watching and reading about El Nino and that kind of stuff, and I don't fully grasp it. I do know that if the temperature goes down a half a degree or up half a degree, it changes everything. But I just read it 2 or 3 days ago where it said northern states from like South Carolina, that range across there, Kentucky and stuff up, are going to have a way heavy snow season. And because of that, either it's El Nino or La Nina, whichever one it is, we're going to have a mild, above warm temperature winter. That's what I said. But like today, it's 80. So we did
I'm already on my grocery runs. I'm buying an extra can of soup and an extra can of chili and some canned goods in case I get stuck here for.
Yeah. And it's like our hurricane season ends in 2 weeks. We have had nothing this year. They predicted like 9.
Yeah.
We had a couple rainstorms, but nothing bad. But let me tell you, that cold, because I honestly don't even know where my thermostat in this house is, first of all. So it's a smart home. So then I honestly have no idea if I wanted to turn the heat on. I don't think I could. But
why am I not surprised?
Because we don't ever have the heat on.
Okay. Stay on the rails.
Yeah. So then in the middle of the night, I got up and put on sweatpants, a long sleeve shirt, socks, and got back into bed because it was so cold. I ain't about that life. So
I don't like winter, but
it's coming.
Take the good with the bad.
Yeah. Anyway, so welcome this week, folks. We have some topics we're going to bring up, and then we'll talk about those, and then we'll go to the next one, and then we will do like what's the word where we just kind of just talk. Now, I want to say something, but I know it's wrong, so I'm not gonna. But
freelance, I don't know.
We're like spitball, whatever they call it.
Open forum. I don't know. I don't know what you want.
Yeah. I want to say free ball, and I'm like, no. That is not
no. That's. I'm wearing my drawers.
Yeah. So. All right. So we're gonna bring up your
spitball.
Yeah. Okay. Brainstorm.
All right.
Boom. That's it. Brainstorm.
Bam.
Anyway,
brainstorm. Okay.
Here, I'm gonna bring yours up, and then we'll start here, and then we'll just see what happens. So.
Well, this is today. And I am so damn confused. Okay. We got Epstein files that we've had since the first Trump administration. Epstein died in jail in the first Trump administration. Then we had 4 years of Biden where they also had control of the Epstein files. I find it hard to believe that Biden was running against Trump and then Harris against Trump, and they didn't release the Epstein files if they have the power to do so, if they implicated Trump in any way, because that would have won the election for the Democrats. Common sense.
Didn't it start earlier than that? Because wasn't Obama, wasn't this happening when he was president, or no?
I don't know what was newsworthy. I can't remember the year that.
Because I wanted to say, like, well, Obama had him and then Clinton or whatever, but even if it started in
no, Obama didn't have that. They didn't become a thing until his arrest.
Okay.
And that was in 16 or 17.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, they would have.
They would have tore him up. Now here I find this interesting. This CNN politics. Donald Trump said Friday he'll ask Attorney General Pam Bondi to investigate Jeffrey Epstein's ties to many other high-profile figures in an extraordinary step that comes just days after Democrats released emails from the late Epstein that mention him. Now, pause a minute here. You go in and look at that and the emails that were released and what was said where Trump is mentioned, there is absolutely nothing saying that Trump is guilty of anything.
Correct.
Who was the girl that died?
Virginia Giuffre.
No, she
killed herself. She's the blonde in the picture with Prince Andrew. She was the main person who was doing all the talking. She's the one who first came out.
Oh, wait a minute. Who's Epstein's girlfriend?
Ghislaine Maxwell.
Okay, so Virginia Giuffre is the unnamed, and she's the one that said she never saw Trump do anything wrong.
Yeah.
And Ghislaine Maxwell said in that little fiasco, she never saw Trump do anything wrong.
Right.
When you look at what was released in those emails the other day, nothing shows Trump doing anything wrong. So apparently today, Trump announced a directive in a Truth Social post that accused Democrats of trying to revive attention to his past ties with Epstein, contending they are using the Epstein hoax involving Democrats, not Republicans, to try and deflect from their disastrous shutdown and all the other failures. Well, that makes absolute sense, because I'm trying to think of what were they talking about 2 months ago before the government shut down. Oh, the not Mar-a-Lago, the White House thing. We haven't heard another thing about that. They bitched about it. It was top news.
Yep. Yep.
Until the government shutdown. And then during the government shutdown, they were blaming President Trump for the shutdown. Now that the shutdown has ended, they're blaming each other for ending the shutdown, which means they were responsible for the shutdown.
Yeah.
It's circles. I will be asking AG Pam Bondi and the Department of Justice, together with our great patriots at the FBI, to investigate Jeffrey Epstein's involvement and a relationship with Bill Clinton, Larry Summers, who was in the Clinton administration, Reid Hoffman as well, JP Morgan, Chase, and many other people and institutions to determine what was going on with him, with them and him. This, I just want to say, if Trump was guilty,
you cannot tell me for a point millisecond of a second that if they did not know this, if they knew this, I would bet everything in my life on the fact that if they knew something was up and they had access, that's why I would say Obama, but Clinton and Biden and Harris, if they had this shit, and Schumer and Schiff, who hates Trump, if these guys and Pelosi, if they had this information, and they did, if they had control of it, if there was something even minutely
triggering,
about with an association and a tie to Trump, he would not be president now, because they would have blasted that out. And instead of saying, oh, now they're not releasing it because he's in there. If you had this for 4 or 5 or 6 years, you would have seen whatever it was and you would have blasted him. So if you want to put him in prison, that would have been a way to do it. Instead, you can't find anything that's negative. She even wrote in her book that he was nothing but a gentleman and was like whatever.
You wouldn't have had to put him in prison. You would have ended his political campaign at that point.
Yeah, his life.
And that's what they wanted, was to keep him out of office.
Yeah, and that's all you had to do. If there was something in there, you had access to it, you would know about it, and you would have used it. If I was going against an enemy of mine and I needed them to be shut down and I had information, I'm not holding it for 8 years and then going through all the other bullshit and the fights and the battles. Just end it right now. Drop the bomb, call it a day. And then we'll move on to the next phase of taking over. But they don't have it. So,
we don't know. We don't know. But to be honest, to be fair, we don't know. Now,
if
I think
used it.
I think now he has formally asked the DOJ to look into it, Pam Bondi, and I think they were already looking into it. And I think there's information regarding names, places, connections that will someday be exposed. And I don't think it's going to be. It may be. If it's President Trump, he should be prosecuted just like everybody else.
Yeah.
But all of this has set up the demand for prosecutions for people corrupting underage girls, right? As should be. I'm going to be interested if all of this comes out and you got hard evidence against people's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, but nothing about Trump. I'm predicting now they're going to say Trump covered it up. Trump's AG covered up Trump's involvement. Sure, maybe these other people are guilty, but why isn't Trump in there?
Because he's not. And I'm telling you that if they had some on him, it would have been out. And if they suddenly show up with something and it says how bad he is and he was involved in this kind of stuff, then pay the price, bro. I mean,
absolutely. Absolutely.
You may be a great president with the business side of things, but if you are doing something like that, you should be punished.
Yep.
If you're who cares what position you're in? But if they had any information, they would have blasted him. They would not. He would not even have ran for president again because he couldn't have, and it would have been over. They would have tried to come up with all these other things. So I don't believe they have anything. My question
I don't
is,
either.
what's going to happen when they can't make their suggestions? This is one of the things I was going to talk about. So I'm going to go ahead and just add it into this. And if I can't say her name correctly, I don't care because she's the hateful ass. But Jen Psaki, or whatever her name is.
Jen Psaki.
Yes. Like, shut up. You should not be speaking in public.
I pointed that out to you.
Yes, and now I can't unsee it. And it never stops. Like, somebody has got to coach her.
And you don't see that out of old girl now.
It's still there. It's not as bad.
No. The one
our spokesperson, Caroline Levitt.
She is
a beast.
Solid.
If I needed someone to talk shit for me, it's her.
Yep.
She will come locked and loaded, man, and she will have double pistols, man. She'll be like, what?
And she's not opening up this big book, flipping through pages. What am I allowed to say here?
Yeah. Could you imagine?
People don't see that. They don't talk about that. Fucking Biden. Biden answer 4 questions. Who am I supposed to call on now? Every week, 3-4 times a week, Trump has something, signs something, then opens up questions about anything.
He did his speech in the United Nations without a teleprompter because it was broken. So he's like,
because
I don't need it.
Yep.
I'm like, and then he's like, I was listening to
but Biden was fine. Biden was fine. That was just an off night he had at the debate.
Had a cold.
Gee, many Christmas. And people believe it.
Yeah. You remember the girl I told you I listened to on the radio? She's on Fox sometimes. Is that Dana Bash? Is that what I was? Remember you said, yeah, she's on Fox. She has the afternoon.
Dana Bash is, but I don't know if that's who you're talking about.
I'm not sure. There's a woman that she has a talk show. It's on the AM channel, but it's Fox AM.
No, Dana Bash is she's CNN.
Okay. What is that woman's name? I listen to her every day in the car, but she was talking about how Caroline Levitt, she just comes out, and how Trump, just like you said, needs nothing. But she was talking about that before he went to the United Nations in his speech, and then like the next day she was like, "Told you he could just go off the riff," like, because she had talked about that earlier in the week. Like, he is so prepared at all times that like you can't catch him off guard. And so
I don't like how he reiterates the same things over and over and over again. And he calls it the weave, where you'll ask him a question, he'll start answering it, and then he'll go talk about lowest inflation and gas prices are down and all this other, and then he weaves back to the I get it. It works, and politically it works, but
yeah, but I mean what you're doing, because there's some things I'm just like, do you have that person in your life that says things that they shouldn't say, or that 99.9% of people wouldn't say, and you just like turn your head and you're just like, oh my God. Yeah, you. And you shouldn't say, like, does he say things like that where I'm just like, I wouldn't have said that, but that's just him. So I'll put up with those things, or where he repeats himself, whatever.
I agree.
Like, all the other things he's doing that are so successful. Also, I joined Blue Sky, and have you done that yet?
No.
Oh my God, they hate me.
Is that the Democrats' Twitter?
Yes.
Oh
my God, it's hilarious. I've been going on there. When I see somebody with a bunch of followers, and they say something, I go, liars. Or I said something like, or how about this? Just a thought. And I'll state my point, like, oh, sorry, libs. And they fucking are coming at me.
You should go in there and post a link to this show.
Oh my God. Well, I'm going to. That was my plan. I'm like, I'm gonna get on here, and we'll have so much traffic we won't be able to control it. And I swear, I don't know what made me do it. One day I was like, I read something on X about something on Blue Sky, and I was like, fuck those guys. Excuse my language, but you just can't continuously forever and ever and ever say something or say anything you want. And then me, I think I'm genuinely a good person, and I try to be polite to everybody, even those I disagree with or don't like. I don't treat them badly. But there's only to a point where, how long do you want me to shut the hell up? How long do you want me to bite my tongue? How long do I have to not be able to do what they're doing? And
they don't want to be challenged.
Yeah, so
they don't want to be challenged.
Like, I cannot just be the nice person forever or just not say anything. So after a while, I was like, you know what? F it. And I started talking shit on there, and it's hilarious. They get so mad. You should join.
Maybe I'll go join Blue Sky, and we'll do a 10 minutes a week on this is our Blue Sky communications and run them through.
That'd be hilarious.
Bring up the
they're very mad right now. But like JD Vance went on there, and they canceled him at first because he was a Republican. And then they went through some process, and now he's back on. But they'd actually banned him for 10 days.
That's ridiculous. That is absolutely insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's only because it's like I can recall, I'll never name them, 3 or 4 people that were always debating me on Facebook. They deleted me. They blocked me. And I'm like, okay, so you're going to block me, and now you're going to go over to Blue Sky and talk to people that will just agree with you.
Right.
That's no way for a society to be civilized.
Communication.
How do we become civilized?
That is not communication. That is your opinion and nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't say this, and then me go, no, this, you go this, I say this, we come to an agreement, or we come to the agreement to disagree, and then we just walk away from it, and that's it. But
they prefer an echo chamber where everything they say, everybody else says the same thing back at them. And no, thank you.
How boring can your life be? I don't necessarily enjoy conflict. I mean, sometimes I do.
I enjoy debate. That's
what I'm talking about. When I say conflict, somebody's going to get upset, and it's not going to be me. And I even tell people, I work in a restaurant, and there is a myriad of different people. When I say that, I'm talking races, cultures, sexualities, religions, everything, from Russia to Vietnam to Orlando to Colombia, gay people, whatever. And they try to there's not many, because they want you to believe that everybody's at each other's throats. But there aren't many that I hear that are like, oh, Trump's killing us or whatever, because they're not all against Trump like they want you to believe they are.
Now they're at a point where they're going to start eating their own.
Because they have to.
There's nothing left.
There's nothing left. You got to fight somebody.
Yeah.
But they don't talk about that kind of shit. And they don't, I can't remember why I'm even on this tangent.
Nope. You ready to go off the rails? Go to the next subject. Tell me you've seen this.
I have not. Smile policy.
You've not seen this yet?
I have not.
Target's new smile policy disrespects its employees. Isn't they're
And look
suffering
at
lower sales because its employees are rude, but because it disrespected a significant portion of its customer base.
did the Morning Joe like cover this?
Probably.
Go back up. That's the Morning Joe. That's Joe Scarborough and his wife, whatever her name is. Anna and Enoch, whatever her name is.
Yeah, but that's not about this. This is about
But then,
Epstein.
like, if they're talking about this, that means they're probably supporting the fact of the smile. Well, I don't know. Sue everybody.
Well, down here it says USA Today, after speaking to Target Brass on Monday, reported that the store's new 10-4 policy requires employees who are within 10 feet of customers to smile, make eye contact, wave, and use friendly, approachable, and welcoming body language. And employees within 4 feet of customers must personally greet the guests, smile, and initiate a warm, helpful interaction. What the hell? And personally, that's always been my MO.
That's how you should do it.
When I work in customer service, when I have an employer, I always treat the guests like they were family members. That's what you do. Guests, customers, whatever you want to call them.
Right. We call them guests at Roadhouse for all those years because you don't invite a customer to your home, but you invite a guest into your home.
And that's how you treat them.
And as a employee that's getting paid by said company, whatever company it is, whether it be a Target or a Roadhouse or whoever, if you are good to your customer base, they're going to want to come in and see you again, which ensures that they need you to still work there so you have a job. You know what I mean? Like if people stop coming into my job now, if say 70% of people just stop coming in, they wouldn't need me every day. So I want them to come in. So even though there are people I want to be like, shut the hell up, bitch, I don't. I'm still courteous because I want my guests to have a good environment. So they keep coming back. So that's how I make my money. But if you are being forced to smile and you're mad about it,
the new 10-4 policy.
We always said that.
If you have to direct your employees to be nice to your customers, you got a problem.
I will say this. Maybe I should. I'm going to, because I'm just gonna. So I work for Brio Italian Grill. I could probably say that, right?
I don't think so, but I wouldn't.
I work for an Italian restaurant in Orlando.
There you go.
And recently went through bankruptcy, and I totally understand it because they do not understand numbers or how to run numbers or how to control the numbers. Which I am not bragging, but I, in all my years at Texas Roadhouse, they taught you how to be like, the whole purpose of the business is to make money. That's the whole purpose. That's the whole purpose of every business, is to make money. And just like we used to say all the time, people are like, you want a table? Yes, I'm here. I want to make as much as I can while I'm here. I don't want to come in here for 8 hours and then screw around and do nothing and make no money. I'd rather be busy the entire time so I make X amount of dollars more. Like, that's what I came here for, is to make money. And that's how Roadhouse, they taught us how to know your inventory, how to like prepare yourself for that. And they just, and this place does not. So they filed for bankruptcy, which I'm, again, not surprised by. And they were bought by a new company. I can't name it. I don't know the name of the company. I do, but I can't remember it. So they sent out a survey to all the employees about, it was 6 pages long. I think there was 6 questions per page or something like that. It was online. And it was like, do you feel informed? till you do this. And they're like, do you smile every day you go to work? It's like, at least your company is communicating to you.
The
And
bottom line, you pay me to smile.
you work for them.
Yes.
So I could literally not see a manager at my job other than the fact I need their manager card at times. Because if I have something I need to comp, I do it myself. If I have something to transfer, take off, void, whatever it is, I just go get the card and do it myself. That's the only time I need them. If I have a problem, I take care of myself. I don't even go get a manager. And I'm not the only person. So how much food has been given away in that place over the years because the manager? So they're asking all these questions, and it was just like, I answered honestly. I don't dislike my job. I dislike how it's ran. Take that person as a manager or not, whatever. But I like the money. It could be so much more if that place was ran efficiently, but it's not. But I still go every day, even though there are many.
That's why you don't. That's why you don't say the name.
Yeah, but there are many things. No, it's okay. Fuck it. I dislike about my job, but I still go in. I have a clean uniform every single day. It is pressed. I am at the door waiting to go in when it's my time. I work the entire time I'm there. I smile and thank you, and I show people how to get to the restroom. How do you go out? Where is the to-go place or whatever? Because they pay me to do that.
Hey, who had the cleanest server apron every shift he ever worked?
You could have a 5-hour turnaround time and you still wash it.
That's exactly right. That you. Oh, some of those aprons.
Oh my God! They throw them in a corner. They stand up on their own.
Yes,
Yeah,
no,
I'm the same.
my God.
Right now, I wash my apron every single night. Now I'm on like number 5 in a year because all the strings that divide the pocket starts fading away, and it becomes
and the sewing. Yep.
becomes one big pocket. So I'm on like apron number 5 because I wash it every single day. And again, you're right. Sometimes I'll see somebody. I saw this girl yesterday, day before yesterday. We have black non-slip shoes. They have to be shoes that you can polish if you had to. So like no mesh shoes. You know what I'm talking about? Like no.
Yeah.
They want you to have sneakers. They want you to have like dress shoes or whatever. But she knocked us. She actually. I saw her through the window of my bar. She had this like on the outside terrace, and she had just picked up like 2 lemonades from me. And she goes out, and I wasn't looking at her particularly. I was just looking out that way. When I saw her, she picks up the lemonade glass and goes to hand it to the guest, and it just like whoop right out of her hand, like it just fell. I don't even like you didn't see her hand release or anything. I don't know if it was wet or whatever. It just like right out of her hand, and it shattered, and it sounded like a gunshot because it hit so perfectly.
Oh yeah.
And glass and ice and lemonade went everywhere. So I go out there to help her because I wasn't busy she was like right there. So I go over, I have this broom and like the little short broom and dustpan. So I go out there and I'm scooping it up, and I look over, and we're not like high or fine dining or even high end. We're like high end fast casual, if that makes sense. So it's not like Morton Steakhouse, but it's not Texas Roadhouse. So I'm scooping this up, and I happen to look down, and that girl has on like her black non-slip shoes, and she has duct tape wrapped around both of the shoes to hold her soles on those shoes.
How do you do that?
I'm like, this is supposed to be high-end dining. and you work for the company. And like when we used to do Senate Roadhouse, and people would get mad or say something, I would go get the book and the page that we ripped out. We went over everything. We covered uniform. We covered every step. Are you good with that? That's what it takes to be an employee here. Yes. Sign right here. Print your name. Date it. I'll put it in your file. So then when somebody would say something about they're wearing white tennis shoes to work one night or something, and I said something to them and they got lippy, I'm like, you signed this paper saying you understood the menu or
The requirements.
And you signed it saying you understood it and agreed to it so you could work here. So I am not wrong. So either get in line or get out. Like that's the thing. Like you said you would want to work here. So, well, that was a big rant too. You're supposed to bring me back on the rails.
I almost did. I just switched over my screen. Okay, we're in the hodgepodge potpourri.
Okay.
So,
well, I'm going to bring something up here.
Oh, okay.
We can discuss it, and then I'll come to you. Mine won't take long. So, I don't know if you heard about this yet, where they snuck in that piece of the bill for the
I didn't.
government, where they are allowing senators to sue the government for $500,000.
I think they removed that, though. I think the House removed that before they.
I don't think they did because Mike Johnson said they're going to have to address it immediately. Where's it at here? You see where Tripper says the Lords don't like to be told by mere commoners what to do. Chippewa is awesome. He just says things.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah, here's Mike Johnson. He appeared equally, if not more, annoyed when asked by reporters about the measure. He said a vote on repealing it would be fast-tracked next week and hoped that his Senate counterparts would do the same. He was just as surprised by its inclusion as anyone. So he had no notice of it at all. They did this without like going through the proper channels where they could sue the government up to $500,000 over that Jack Smith where he requested their phone records and listened in on them and stuff. You remember that?
Yep.
And so part of this bill, when they signed it, and nobody even knew it was in there, they agreed to it, then they added it last minute. And it says that if they were part of that group that had been spied upon, they could sue the government for up to $500,000. And that was part of the bill to reopen the government. So I just thought that was kind of curious because, they still get paid when the government shut down, where everybody else doesn't. So they don't care. And they have other things going on. So they don't care if normal people eat. Anyway, what do you got? You ready?
No, because now you got me into a. Okay, bring this one up real quick.
But we have to pass the bill so that you can find out what is in it.
Is that what we're talking about?
Oh my! Play that again. Can you?
Okay, wait a minute.
Oh, we gotta pass the bill, so like you can find out what's.
Yep. Go ahead. Tell me when it's up.
It's up. Wait a minute.
But we have to pass the bill so that you can find out what is in it. But we have to pass the bill so that you can find out what is in it.
That is so crazy. Oh my God. That is so crazy.
Had you ever heard that?
Yeah, but I
That
forgot.
was the healthcare. That was a healthcare bill.
Yeah, I
The
forgot. Like,
the Affordable Care Act that is so affordable that they needed to shut down the government for 40 plus days in order to pass tax deductions because the Affordable Care Act costs too much money.
yeah. And what
So
is it?
this is a vicious cycle that they use politically over and over and over again.
Well, it's the Obamacare that promised you can keep your doctor, choose your doctor, it's going to be cheaper. And now you can't have your same doctor. They're telling you who to go to, and it's outrageously more expensive. And then needed, I freaking can't think of the word, where they needed to add these things into the budget to help subsidize. So the subsidies to help get it in line for people. So that we had to keep feeding the monster cash so it would work. And now they're pissed because Trump's like, I am not going to keep paying that. It doesn't work. It doesn't make sense. Like, it doesn't work. So why am I going to keep giving money to it? And that is another part of what they
And
were saying.
I keep hearing the Trump care. And now they want to name something, which what they want to do is they want to give the money to you to choose your
Yeah.
and power to the people, man. That's
It's like today, on my prescription at the pharmacy, my doctor said, I'm going to prescribe this medication to you because I think you need it. Sends it to the pharmacy. And then the insurance company said, no, we're overriding your doctor. You don't need it. We'll give you half. You know,
hey, they have become the doctors.
You know, there's so much. I'm trying not to say curse words on here because if a kid does happen to watch it, I do say not for kids, but who knows how they get signed on to it.
Fuck them.
Yeah. But the amount of
Bleep
shit
that.
that goes on in like the business world, it would not surprise me one bit if, I don't want to say a cabal, if there was the cure for cancer was out there, but it's just being held down because if you put that out, look at the devastation to the economy, because then you don't need all these cancer hospitals or all these cancer colleges, all the cancer doctors and treatment centers and study centers and all this shit that goes into that. You don't need that anymore. So they're like, we can't do this. We just have to keep continuing on this path. Like, it would not surprise me if that were the case. I have no evidence of that. I'm just saying I would not be surprised by that because they're like, well, how we get paid after that? You know, so I don't think you should be able to tell me like you can't have this prescription. And if I can have it and you won't cover it, then it's almost half of my rent for that one medication. Because
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, there was a time when Deidre took a heart pill that without insurance was like $1,600 a month for 15 pills.
That's crazy.
Thankfully, she doesn't have to take them, and thankfully, our insurance covered it, or for the most part. But without insurance, so there are a lot of people out there that don't have great insurance that are getting railed right now. So, but I do believe in. I'm just rambling now, so tell me when to shut up. Like, I believe in a free market.
Well, pull up my tab. Get back on the rails.
Removing.
You're off the rails. So what about this? It's Steelers week. The old men battling each other again.
I saw that Burrow came back for practice.
He's practicing. I think he's still quite a ways out.
What exactly was it? It wasn't turf toe, right?
That's exactly what it was.
What
yeah.
was it?
There's a tendon in your big toe that goes under your foot that he tore or damaged and had to have surgically repaired.
You ever hit your foot like on the corner?
Yeah.
And it hurts like a straight bitch.
Yeah, but say what you want. I said it last year. I'm going to say it again. I'm afraid the man is injury prone. Now, you can say, sure, our offensive line sucks. I don't care why it is. I just hate that I feel that way because I would like to see him come in on a 3 or 4 season stretch right now while he has T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, among others, and see what kind of numbers he can put up, what kind of records he can set, and what kind of playoff runs he can make. That's what I want.
Yeah. And I don't want to be like, oh, Slash Joe. But when you have someone that is not protected like he's supposed to, and then plays the way he does, he's going to get hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like he plays head first. He's a baller. He doesn't care to get hit. The thing is, his body does. And instead of getting hit like 10% of being hit, he's been hit 90% because he's not protected by anybody. So when somebody's coming after him, they blast him. It's almost full force because nobody's even holding him back. And he plays like he's a crazy person. His body just can't take it.
Yet a man that's almost old enough to be his father is quarterbacking.
I know he can't move.
Joe Flacco cannot run. He made that one run the other couple weeks ago. He ran like 11 yards for a first down. I got up and cheered. I'm like, Joe Flacco, getting a run on.
He's old.
He's old.
Yeah,
man, he's got an arm, though.
He threw for 420-some yards.
He's got an arm.
I'm like, he was literally sitting on the couch.
Right.
So
the Bengals 3-6. I can't remember who the next 3 are. I know it's Pittsburgh, then somebody, and then Thanksgiving is Ravens. We need to win the next 3. I think it's the Jets in between. I'm not sure.
Please hold.
We do what?
I said, please hold.
Please hold.
Let's see. Steelers, Jets, Bears, bye week.
No. We've already had our bye week. We just came off our bye week. We already played the Bears.
I went from the Steelers down. So it's Steelers, Patriots, Ravens.
Patriots, that's who it is. We got to win all 3 of them, or the season's over. I'm not calling the season over yet, but we got to win the next 3.
Dude, it's the Steelers, who I don't care about. They're not. I don't think they're as good as their number is, and they're actually. I think it's like a 500 record. But the Patriots are excellent. Then the Ravens, and then the Bills. Jeez, that's a tough schedule.
So if we go 0-4, do we even bring Joe Burrow back?
No.
I agree.
I think unless you are like playing extraordinarily well and headed to the playoffs, and you have a good shot in the playoffs, then bring him back. But if your team
I don't think you even need a good shot. I think this team, if they're going to make the playoffs, Burrow needs to be quarterbacking.
Yeah. I think. Well, I mean, Flacco hasn't won. So
Yeah, he did.
what?
He
One
won
game?
3 games ago. Yeah.
But he played lights out.
Joe Flacco has played. I've got no problem with that acquiring.
I'm super thrilled about it.
You gave up a 7th round pick. Good.
And what was Jake's name? Browning? Just wasn't cutting it.
He just wasn't.
He just was not cutting it. So, and Flacco, 2.5 or 3 years ago, was sitting on the couch, and whenever Cleveland called him, he's like, I was watching TV with my kids on the couch.
Yep.
Nothing else to do. I'm 40-some years old. And then he went to Cleveland, and he did the same thing. He took them to the playoffs.
Yes.
So, but he has a Super Bowl win. So, he's got something.
Oh, I'm okay. I'm okay with Flacco. I'm okay. If you told me that Joe wasn't coming back this season, I'm okay with Flacco. If you tell me Flacco will be healthy, okay.
So they have Steelers, Patriots, Ravens, Bills. Those are all, and then Ravens again.
Yep.
So that could be a bad end of the season. They finished up with the Dolphins, the Cardinals, and the Browns. But
yeah, we got 3 wins in those last 3 games.
Yeah, but that'll leave us at 6 and like 11.
I don't think 9 and 8 gets us in the playoffs.
No.
Unless we win the division, and that means that we have to beat the Browns, the Ravens twice, and the Steelers once. If we win those 4 games, we're in the playoffs. No matter what the record is. We can be 7-9 and win those 4 games and make the playoffs.
Yeah, well.
All right. Get back on the rails. Time to find the music.
Well, we're almost out of time.
We're overtime.
Yeah. I know we said we was going to hold it to 30 today. We didn't. But we are super grateful to be doing this. We appreciate the likes, share, subscribe. I need to put that on there, but it was driving me crazy earlier. So, but please like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about us. Let us know what you want to talk about. We'll continue to be on here every Friday until it's mandated we do more by how many people want to hear us blab about nothing. So, rookies, thanks again for joining me. And may you all be blessed beyond measure. God bless America. God bless our president. Have a great day. Peace out. See you next week.